Dear editors, you have to insult someone, but the insult needs to be based on a fact about animals. What is your best insult? Tortoises can drink water through their butts. Somehow this has to be a basis for a good insult. Someone help me please. That guy sucks harder than tortoise butt. And here I thought the platypus was the only duck-faced, poisonous mammal. Venomous, but besides that this is savage as frick. If you bite it, it's poisonous. If it bites you, it's venomous. I've seen ostriches with better calves than you. Haha, better hit the gym buddy. The average elephant newborn weighs around 200 to 250 pounds, making them one of the biggest babies on earth right after your. That's a big baby. This reminds of this insult. Your mom is so fat that a group of people started believing that your mom is actually flat. Damn. You've about as much spine as a cephalopod. Accurate, but I might tack on if the person was willfully ignorant and the brains of a planetarian. Hey, Canadians are good people, stop that. The fact that jellyfish have survived for 600 million years without a brain gives you hope. One of the best here. This is almost close enough for my favorite insult. You're an example of why animals eat their young. This is a killer. Sloths spend 90% of their lives motionless, which means they are slightly more productive than you. Some people actually love sloths, unlike you. Fun fact, Kristen Bell is obsessed with sloths and hyperventilated on Ellen because there was a possibility of the presence of one. I can't trust a thing you say. You've got more faces than wombat crap. In case anyone is wondering, wombat poop is cube shaped. How? A female hyena probably has a bigger ding dong than you. Between your username and this roast, I can assume you like animal schlangs. Snakes have 2 peepees and a pig's peepee is curly and elephants can use their peepee as a 5th leg. It would cost you exactly $0 more to not say that. Mosquitoes are as insignificant and unimportant as you, but at least people notice when they're around. Most mosquitoes don't travel more than a few hundred feet from home. Figures they'd latch onto some basic piece like you. That's a good one. Norway knighted a penguin. What have you done with your life? You leave Brigadier General Sir Nils Olav III out of this commoner squabble. Oh no, Colonel Sir Nils Olav II died? Sadly, yes. Did you know that a collective of wombats is called a wisdom? Of course not, because you're an idiot and have no friends. Golden. Female praying mantises often eat the head of the male after eggs. It must be reassuring to know if you were a praying mantis you'd live to a ripe old age. You are about as useful as a fish condom. For everyone wondering, he doesn't mean putting your pee-pee inside a fish's mouth and using that as a condom. I know he can't mean that because I just tried it and it works great. Oh, your poor goldfish. The male anglerfish lives its life attached to the female, serving as a living reproductive organ. I thought about asking it what it's like being a bullsack, but then I remembered I could just ask you. Guess you could say that's nuts. Freaking hell, Will. He just did the Reddit. Not even a dog would love you. The ultimate blow. Don't bring your mother into this. Take that back. Female dragonflies will pretend to be dead in order to avoid unwanted male advances. I bet you can relate. Huh. This implies dark things. Bob, why are you carrying a shovel? Oh, I have a date. You spread your opinion like a hippopotamus does its tongue. However, your opinion is far less pleasant. Haha, dung flinging hippo. Hippo 1. Hey buddy, eat poop, throws dung. Hippo 2. Splat hahaha. At least you're not the only piece of poop around here, throws dung. Hippo 1. Oh okay, you wanna play dirty, grabs more dung. Friendly dung fight ensues. Could be a boss fight in some movie. You're like a possum, you look horrifying, but at the end of the day you're a pussy who will play dead when push comes to shove. I feel personally attacked. It's a common misconception that moths are attracted to light. Moths navigate by light and they're perpetually confused by artificial light. People are attracted to your gaudiness. They'll orbit around you as if they're enthralled. But like the moth's perspective, you only look pretty from a distance. Holy frick, don't kill the poor bastard. A guy walks into a dentist's office and says, I think I'm a moth. The dentist replies, you shouldn't be here. You should be seeing a psychiatrist. The guy replies, I'm seeing a psychiatrist. The dentist asks, well, then what are you doing here? The guy says, your light was on. The average length of a gorilla's erect pee-pee is less than 3/4 of the length of your thumb. They impress potential mates with their muscular mass unlike other primates. I can finally understand why you spend so much time in the gym now. Damn, that is a good one. Slugs have 4 noses, meaning they would probably die if they got close enough to smell your BS. Even pigeons can do math. Pigeons are more of a benefit to society than you are, and they poop on everything. Llamas attack by spitting at people. You should sue for copyright infringement because you spit out poop so often. You have the spine of hagfish, the brain of a sea cucumber, and the personality of a paddlefish. And your father smelt of elderberries. Dolphins are the incestuous, necrophiliac stoner rapists of the ocean. Kinda like you. I just don't see white women getting tattoos of you on their ankles. Cows may come, and cows may go, but your bull goes on forever. According to Scientific American, the strongest animal in the world, proportionate to their size, is the Ornithophagous taurus dung beetle. This tiny beetle can lift as much as 1,140 times its body weight, as seen in some of the males. If that was equivalent to an average sized human male, that would be in the hundreds of thousands of pounds. Sometimes I wish I was an Ornithophagous taurus, because then I would be able to sufficiently carry all by myself the weight of this BS conversation we are having. I had an awesome American history teacher in high school named Mr. Williams. He was an elderly man by this time, and very no nonsense. In my class, there was an immensely preppy girl that loved to complain about anything and everything. One day, she was going on and on about how a pop quiz was unfair. Mr. Williams finally had enough, and very gently said, "Oh, miss, looks like your nose is a little wet there. May wanna see to that." This confused her and the class immensely. After some pondering, I realized dogs have wet noses. And since she was a female, he was essentially calling her a female dog accabish in one of the most roundabout ways ever. There have been many species throughout history whose extinction was inevitable. You are like those species, for like the dodo you are a flightless doomed creature whose ingrained flaws will inevitably lead to its sad, but ultimately fair erasure from existence. And much like with the dodo or the pig-footed bandicoot, no one cares. Koalas are freaking horrible animals. They have one of the smallest brain-to-body ratios of any mammal. Additionally, their brains are smooth. A brain is folded to increase the surface area for neurons. If you present a koala with leaves, plucked from a branch, laid on a flat surface, the koala will not recognize it as food. They are too thick to adapt their feeding behavior to cope with change. In a room full of potential food, they can literally starve to death. This is not the token of an animal that is winning at life. Speaking of stupidity and food, one of the likely reasons for their primitive brains is the fact that additionally to being poisonous, eucalyptus leaves, the only thing they eat, have almost no nutritional value. They can't afford the extra energy to think. They sleep more than 80% of their freaking lives. When they are awake, all they do is eat, poop, and occasionally scream like freaking Satan. Because eucalyptus leaves hold such little nutritional value, koalas have to ferment the leaves in their guts for days on end. Unlike their brains, they have the largest hind gut to body ratio of any mammal. Many herbivorous mammals have adaptations to cope with harsh plant life taking its toll on their teeth. Rodents, for instance, have teeth that never stop growing. Some animals only have teeth on their lower jaw, grinding plant matter on bony plates in the tops of their mouths. Others have enlarged molars that distribute the wear and break down plant matter more efficiently. Koalas are no exception. When their teeth erode down to nothing, they resolve the situation by starving to death. Because they're freaking terrible animals. Being mammals, koalas raise their joeys on milk, admittedly, one of the lowest milk yields to body ratio. There's a trend here. When the young joey needs to transition from rich, nourishing substances like milk to eucalyptus, a plant that seems to be making it abundantly clear that it doesn't want to be eaten. It finds it does not have the necessary gut flora to digest the leaves. To remedy this, the young joey begins nuzzling its mother's anus until she leaks a little diarrhea, actually fecal pap, slightly less digested, which he then proceeds to slurp on. This partially digested plant matter gives him just what he needs to start developing his digestive system. Of course, he may not even have needed to bother nuzzling his mother. She may have been suffering from incontinence. Why? Because koalas are riddled with chlamydia. In some areas the infection rate is 80% or higher. This statistic isn't helped by the fact that one of the few other activities koalas will spend their precious energy on is rape. Despite being seasonal breeders, males seem to either not know or care and will simply overpower a female regardless of whether she is ovulating. If she fights back, he may drag them both out of the tree, which brings us full circle back to the brain. Koalas have a higher than average quantity of cerebrospinal fluid in their brains. This is to protect their brains from injury should they fall from a tree. An animal so thick it has its own little built-in special ed helmet. I freaking hate them. TLDR, koalas are stupid, leaky, STI-riddled ex-offenders. But, hey, they look cute. If you ignore the terrifying snake eyes and terrifying feet,